Welcome back to you all in this new video. In this video, we are going to learn how to make a Rubik cube. So let's get started. So now we just have to delete all the default objects from the viewports and then just go to into this add option and then go into this mesh and then just add a Rubik cube. And then now what you have to do, just you have to bevel it. As I told you how to bevel, you just have to change the mode from here. For that, just let me enable instant cast. Now you just have to go into this mode and change it to the edit mode. And now you have to select vertices and then press A on your keyboard to select all and then just press Ctrl B on your keyboard and then increase the segments of it by scrolling on your mouse and then like this little bit like this. I want to do 4 segments and then you have to change your mode by edit mode into the object mode. You just can press tab on your keyboard like this and then you just have to right click on the viewport and then shade smooth. Yeah, this is looking very nice. Now what you have to do, you just have to move it on the bar axis a little bit and decrease it. Then you just have to duplicate it by Control D. Sorry, by Shift D on your keyboard to duplicate any object, and then press Y to snap it like this. Now I am going to snap during transform. Enable this key, snapping key, and then if I just duplicate it by Shift D and then press Y on my keyboard, then it will be completely snapping. Sorry, I just want to snap it by self, not by. So now we just have to move it this bit and this like this. Yeah, it looking nice. Sorry. Or I should move it this a bit more like this and this like this. Now what we have to do is just duplicate these default cubes. Then select all by left click on your mouse and then just you have to press Shift D on your keyboard to duplicate it. And then just like this. Yeah. Select these object. How can you select more than one object? If you select any object and then if you hold your shift to select another object, the both object will be selected. So now you just have to move these object a bit like this and then you have to shift the again to duplicate this object and like this you have to do like this. Now what you can do, I hope you are understanding my language. So now you have to select all these 9 cubes and then you just have to press Shift D again to move it on the Z axis like this. And you have to move it on the Z axis like this. And still you have to select these 9 cubes and then again press Shift D on your keyboard like this. Now you are able to see it's looking like a Rubik cube, a complete Rubik cube. Now what you can do, I want to suggest you now we have to put some colors on it because without colors Rubik cube is nothing. And now what we have to do to just you have to press Shift A on your keyboard to add a plane. Now what plane can do, we just have to scale it a bit and then rotate it on the 90 degrees. Sorry, rotate on the Y axis and then 90 degrees like this. And now you have to move this little bit and then you have to move it on the X axis little bit. Now what you have to do, you just have to snap this plane into this Rubik cube. Now you have to just select this and move it on the X axis and then scale it a bit like this and then move it like this. Now if you are unable to see the plane from here, you can select this and then you can move it and then you can move it any way you want like this. Now it's visible. We just have to set it like this. Now it's looking perfect. We can also bevel it by Control Shift D. Sorry, we are just duplicating it. Sorry, we can bevel it by Control B. No, by Control Shift B. If we have to bevel a plane, we can bevel it by Control Shift B, and then we can like this. Yeah, this is looking perfect, fine. Now we can duplicate this. Sorry, before it was looking nice, but we have to bevel it a little bit, not a lot more, like this. Yeah, like this. Now it's looking fine. We just have to shed smooth this and then Shift D to duplicate on the y-axis like this. Move it a bit on the y-axis like this. And then Shift D again to move it on the y-axis like this. Now you have to select all these and shift D and move it on the z-axis, and then press shift D again to move it on the z-axis. Now, what would I suggest you to select this one plane and then row and hold your shift to select the last plane to select all these, and then press Alt D on your keyboard, and then press X on your keyboard to move it on the x-axis like this, and then move it on the x-axis again like this. But we still have to do one thing. We have to select from plane 9 to plane 17, and then we have to move it on the x-axis a little bit more like this. Yeah. Now what we have to do, we just have to select from plane 9, plane 17, and then shift D again and move it on the x-axis, and then we just have to rotate it on the z-axis by 90 degrees. If you press R and Z on your keyboard to move it on the z-axis, and then press degrees numbers like 90, 70, 180 to move it on those degrees. And then we just have to move it on the y-axis like this, and then just have to arrange the settings of it like this. Now, sorry, we still have to select plane 18 to plane 26, and then move it on the z-axis like this. Yeah, it's looking nice. And then you have to shift D again or Alt D again, and then move on the y-axis like this. It's looking nice, smooth, and rough. Now what we have to do, we have to Alt D and then move it on the z-axis, and then just move it on the y-axis, and then press R and Y, no, R and X, and then press what can I say, 180 degree? No, RX, and then press 90 degree. To move it on the x-axis on 90 degree, then just move it on the z-axis like this. It's hidden now, and then we have to select from plane light, what can I say, plane 36 to 44, and then move it a bit like this on the z-axis like this, also on the y-axis like this. Yeah, it's really nice look, I would suggest. But then press Alt D again, and then move it on the z-axis, and then move it on the z-axis a little bit more further like this, a little bit more. Now we didn't color our Rubik cube as we wanted. Hope so you understand till now. Now we just have to give materials to our object. Now we just have to give materials to our object, and from here you just have to select this one Rubik cube, and then you just have to go in this materials tab and then just press new. It will take a little moment. Now we just have to give it a color, like we just have to give it a black color. But now we are unable to see our color in our viewport. We just have to change it into the material preview like this, and then give it color like this. Like this. But this is not even a realistic look. We just have to go into this properties, render properties, and then just change into the cycles, and then change into this GP compute. If you have graphic card, you can avail this opportunity to enable your graphic card GPU compute. But if you don't have, then you don't have to worry about that. You can do this render on your CPU. So when I was first starting Blender, then most of the time I used to renders on my little PC. So you just don't have to worry about this thing. In future you can build a smart computer. So now you change this render engine, and then you just have to go into the render settings, and then just increase the light of all properties like this, or what can I say, yeah, do this like this and give this a white color. Now you are able to see, and then you give color to your materials, to your object, edit materials to your object, and then give it a little roughness like this. I hope suggest go into this world property and then give it a color like black. Just add a little light on your viewport by like area light. I want to add just freeze it a bit and then move it and then scale it like this and then give it a power like 30,000 or more than that like 80,000. Still not enough like 150. Yeah, like this. Now give it a light, made it 250. Yeah, now you are able to see. Then you just have to draw into this and then set your materials like this and then give it a little metallic like this. Yeah, we can adjust this like we don't want to do full roughness to it. We can just, yeah, do it like this. Yeah, it's a lot more looking nice. And then what we have to do, just select this one cube and then go down and hold your shift on your keyboard and then just press cube last cube. Then all the cubes will be selected and then hold your shift and then just left click on your mouse and then deselect this cube and then press Ctrl L on your keyboard and then just go into this link materials. What just happened? You maybe sound crazy or it might be a little bit confusing for you, but don't feel very nervous about this. So it's happening now. We just link the materials from one object to our other objects. So you just have, what can I say, duplicate the materials from this object to in all other cubes. Now you are able to see this is looking nice. Now we can adjust this blade material by like giving it a lot more metallic look and then giving it a little bit roughness like this, like not like this, but like this. I hope so. You can adjust it as you want it, so there's no such hurry. And now I am just going to give color to this plane to see how this is working. We have to do it same for this. We just have to select any plane and then press new and then select the color for it like this. Now I am just decreasing a little bit roughness to give a little shyness, and then we have to decrease a little bit shyness. Sorry, what can I say? The more roughness we'll decrease, the more our material will shine. So we are just adding some shininess in our materials. Yeah, I think so. It's looking nice. And then by this we like 723. I just want to do it same for this, and then we can give it another color light green. Yeah, and then give it same like 3.23 roughness. Like we can add metal to this, but I don't want to. Then we can set it up like this lot brighter color will be like this. Now we can just add another color. Like if I want to color this, now we don't need to do same again for this. We can draw from this tab and then select color as you want to give it, like green I want, and then I want to give it like blue color. Yeah, so these two planes are like by alt D. So what is different between shift D and alt D? If you press shift D to duplicate any object, it will just duplicate your object. Don't copy other object. But if you press alt D on your keyboard, then the data you saved on one object will be similar saved to another object. Like it's like a copy or mirroring an object like this. Now we have to give it another color like what other colors we have. Like what did I say? Yellow. Yeah, we have yellow color like this and give it a little brightness like this. No. Mm, let's give it an orange color from here like this. It's looking like brown color, but we will adjust it by our lightning. So we don't have a specific an orange color here. So yeah, now we have to just add an other color and then we have to give it a yellow color like this. Like this. Yeah, increase it a bit and like this. And then we have to set the roughness again 3.23 for this orange color, and for yellow color we have to set it like 3.23. And then there's another color called white color, so we are just going to this and then add up your white color yeah, like this, and then give it the same roughness like 3.23. Sorry, I messed up here, like 0.323. And then we have to do the same for this 0.323, and yeah, 0.323. So yeah, now what you have to do, uh, add another color. Now we just have to add Cambria. We just have to go into this tab, add tab, and then if you scroll down here, you will see Cambria option. Then we just have to add this, and now our Cambria is added in our viewport. Now how can we see from the Cambria view? We just have to click this button, total the Cambria view, and now you are able to see. We are unable to see if we click this. Then we just have to press N on our keyboard and go into this view option, and then just click this Cambria to view. Now with the mouse scroll wheel, we are able to scroll it as much as we want it. Now I just want to just enable this button and just give it my own look like this. Now we just have to go into this output properties, and then we have to set it x-axis on 2000, also y-axis on 2000. Now it's looking like perfect kind of view like this. We just have to go into this camera tab and increase the photo length, like how much I want to do, like 70. And then sorry, we just have to enable the sync class keys. Yeah, I hope so. It's looking nice. Yeah, like this. For now it's looking nice. Now but else we have to do, just we have to press N on our keyboard to untick this. So if we are scrolling our scroll wheel on our mouse, then it will not affect the view of the camera. So yeah, now we have to add HDRI in our viewport. Now what is HDRI? HDRI is high dynamic range image, and if you need an environment for your object, then you can add HDRI, or if you want a perfect lighting, you can also add HDRI. Then I just want to add HDRI by this Blender Kit. How can you download Blender Kit? You just have to go into this on Google, and then just write it here, Blender Kit add-on, and then just go into this first tab, and you just have to download this. And now from here you are able to see how to, after downloading this Blender Kit add-on, how to put this add-on in Blender. Here is the complete video, you can watch it. And but I am going to tell you here, if you download this add-on Blender Kit, and then you just have to go in this edit, and then in this preferences, and then just go into this add-on tabs, and then you just have to click this and go for this install from this. If you click this, your files will open up, and you just have to select Blender Kit add-on, and yeah, you just have to okay, and then this panel will come up. And now we just have to untick this, and this is models tab. If you hold your mouse on this, the names of this will show up. And this is the material tabs, this is scenes, this is HDR. Now we want to add HDRI, then we just are going to go into this tab, and then we are just clicking this free first, and then now we just select in good HDRI for our object. Just wait for a while to load this. For example, I want to this give this HDRI to object, like download this. It's downloading here. My internet is slow kind of, so it will take a little while. Now you are able to see, yeah, the HDRI is driven to our object. But let's see from our viewport. Now you are able to see it's our Rubik cube, and here is the HDRI. It's a room, I guess. Yeah, kind of room. And in that, we just are going to delete this lightning. Or to delete any object, you just have to select this and press X on your keyboard to delete any object. Now what we can do, yeah, like this. I hope so. This is looking nice. This is a nice angle. Now we just have to go into this viewport. Before that, let me just go into this mesh and add plane. Now we have to just scale it a bit to sometimes you have to check from bottom of this object so it's not overlapping it. So I hope so it does for a while now. Then I am just setting it up, and then you just have to scale it a bit. And we also can give it material to our plane, like go into the material tabs, and I want to give it a wood texture like this. So don't be nervous, I will tell you step by step, just be with me. And then we just have to go into this, and what can I say, wait for a while, let's see which textures are coming up. Go into this, and yeah, wait for a while. My internet is kind of slow today, I don't know why, but yeah. Now I don't know this will look nice or not, just I'm going to add this texture on my plane like dark walnut fine wood PBR texture. Then it will take a while, like here you are able to see it's 37.2 MB. Yeah. Yeah, now it's driven nice look. Yeah, it's not driven the look as we are expecting it. But now what we can do this, we just have to change the mode into the edit mode and select all, and then press U, and then just go into this smart UV project and then unwrap. So what happened with this? With this, the texture we added to this plant, it will be wrap up like a real estate, and then we just have to go and see this. I want to just like this. Now if we are able to see from here, oh here, yeah, nice lot. Now what we have to do, we just have to change our handle like this. Yeah, like this. We just have to do. Yeah, I want to grip this lock, and then we just have to press N on our keyboard to uncheck, and then we just have to go into the bulb properties and then increase the strength of it like 2000. Yeah, it's looking nice. And then we just have to press Control B. Now what does happen with Control B, and then select this area, then our Rubik cube will just render, not the other world or environment, because the more bit environment we have, the more bit HDR we have, the more it will take time to render it. Then there's an amazing shortage, and it helps a lot. Sometimes we just have to Control B on our keyboard, and then we have to just go into this. render pro engine properties, and then go down, and then just we have uncheck this color management, and then set this medium high contrast or medium low contrast like this. No, I don't hope so. This is nice, but yeah, it's given a kind of good look. But let me change the lighting like 1.5, I guess. Yeah, but this station on our plane is not looking very good to me. Then I'm just going to add any other light, given this dark cherry fine wood texture, so it will look nice. Just let it download in completely. Let's wait for a while. Now it's downloaded. Now we just want to give it a look like it's not looking kind of nice, but yeah, giving a good look about it. And then what I want to do with this to go into this material tab, then roll this shading, and with this shading tab we can check and change the things we want to. Just I'm going to this uncheck this roughness tab, and then giving it roughness like by my own 0.3, and then go into this tab. Yeah, but before that, let me UV unwrap. Yeah, now let me just decrease the roughness like this. Yeah, like this. It's given nice look. Not nice, but let me like doing. Yeah, it's kind of looking nice. Now we just have to do one more thing. Go into this layout tab again, and then again set a view like this, like how it won't look nice like this. I want to do this. And what can I do? Yeah, I hope so. This is looking nice, but with this look, it's given more realistic looks. So let me just set this like this. Yeah, like this, and then we have to just set it like this. Yeah, kinda. Then like this, like this. Yeah, this will look nice. We just have to set it a bit. Yeah, kinda like this. Still we can set this like as much as you want. Yeah, kind of like this. Is this looking nice? What would you suggest? I don't think so. I just want to give the background of this image. Like, how can I do this? Should I like this? Now I just have to give it this look. Yeah, this is not as I wanted, but yeah, it's looking nice. I hope so. Yeah, it's even good look. Then we just have to go into this render settings, and then we just have to uncheck this denoise and draw with optics if you have this, and then yeah, like this. Then I just going to do this 4048 kinda. Yeah, and we can play with this color management like medium high contrast or very high contrast, or like what can I say, medium low contrast. Yeah, medium high contrast is kind of good. And then change this 1.3 iris. Yeah, it's looking nice. And then yeah, now we just have to press Ctrl S on our keyboard. Sometimes by default there's an error. Everything you do in your viewport, it will be like by default it will like clear, clean and clear. So you should save your project again and again sometimes, and then we just have to render this. Before rendering, you just have to set this up like cycles. If you have heavy, sorry, if you have heavy, then it won't give a realistic look. But yeah, with cycles it will give a lot more realistic and professional look. If you're a graphic card, then go set up like GPU compute, and then you, if you don't have any good GPU or graphic card, then you should lower this. The more samples you do, the more time it will consume. So you just have to set up like, you can also do this render on 50 samples, but there will be a little slightly different in your quality render if you do on 2000 or if you do on the 50. And this is the exposure. If you want to give it, like I don't want to give it, then I will just zero it. You can increase the gamma if you want to, but I don't want. Yeah, like kind of one. Yeah, I hope so. This is looking nice, and you can change any HDRI if you want to, and you can change the texture of this plane surface. Like you can give any tile surface, PBR texture, or any marble texture on our plane. But yeah, you can do different things. But I hope so. This is kind of looking nice. So now we just have to render this, go into this render tab, and then just go into the render image. Now, yeah, render this. It will take a little while to complete this 2048 renders. Wait for it. Now our samples are completed. Now you can see the final root we have. Yeah, this is not looking realistic, but yeah, kind of it's a good looking. If you have, now the samples are completed. Now you can see the full look of our Rubik cube. Yeah, it's not kind of a lot more professional, but yeah, if you done this first render, then good job to you. Yeah, like you are gonna kill it in the future. So you don't have to worry in the beginning. Just keep practicing, keep learning. And how can you save this? You just go into this image tab and then save as, and you can save this anywhere you want to. So hope so you will keep practicing and keep watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.